Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take complex information, boil it down, and give you the key insights. And just to note, this conversation is part of the Journey series by ACE, a cross-border boutique investment bank centered around a global investor business owner network. Today, we're unpacking the fascinating world of mergers and acquisitions, M&A. Now, it often gets tagged as this really complex, high finance thing, right? But our source material, the Mergers Deal Strategy ACE Navigator, it offers some genuinely insightful and maybe even surprising views on what makes these deals work, or sometimes why they don't.
Exactly. Our mission here really is to dig past the headlines. We want to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge from this material for you. Give you a clear sense of M&A, not just the financial nuts and bolts, but those, often overlooked human elements that are actually vital for success.
Okay, let's dive right in then. So the ACE Navigator calls M&A a financially engineered investment strategy. It's this tool that experienced investors, founders too, use to really reshape investment performance. And you see it everywhere, different economies, industries, countries, and when it works, it really works. We're talking about propelling companies ahead, maybe rescuing struggling ones, or just repositioning them strategically. So yeah, it makes total sense why investors are so focused on M&A. They have teams looking for deals, strong ties with deal makers, trying to get that proprietary M&A deal flow, the off-market stuff.
Right. But what's really striking here, and the ACE Navigator really flags this,
Mm.
is that despite all this sophistication, all this effort,
Mm.
a lot of M&A deals still fail, which, really begs the question, why? And the core insight from our source, it suggests the biggest reason for failure often comes down to synergies between teams. Specifically, it's people to people.
Mm.
This whole people-to-people formula, it says, is right at the heart of making deals work, from the first chat through talks and definitely into building the company together afterwards.
Huh. So it's much more than just spreadsheets and valuations then. The guide says it's crucial to let relations flow smoothly and transparently, and this seems key, not skip major concerns that both sides could carry through. It contrasts this with the technical stuff, the finance, which it says are usually simple to review and discuss, relatively speaking. But the real core, the essence, it argues, is in the details of people relations, which can be easily overlooked while everyone's excited about getting the deal through. That's quite a statement.
It really is.
Yeah.
And this people problem gets even more obvious, more amplified with cross-border deals. You've got culture, language, different ways of seeing business, all heavily influencing how teams connect and how that post-merger integration actually happens or doesn't happen. It just highlights that complexity that goes way beyond the financial statements. You can't just ignore it.
That makes perfect sense. Okay, so avoiding failure is one thing, but the source also talks about the upside, right? Beyond just not failing. This is where it gets really interesting, I think. M&As actually shorten the investment cycle. They boost financial performance. Essentially, you accelerate growth because you're combining key synergies rather than building from scratch. It's a shortcut, in a way. And the ACE Navigator lays out a few common strategies for this, different types of mergers that create these synergies.
Yeah, and if you look at the big picture, these different merger types, they all aim for clear, tangible benefits. They improve the merged company's position. And the source really stresses you have to clearly lay out the potential upsides and the costs of these synergies. Put them on the financial statements. Quantify why you're doing it.
Right. Let's touch on a couple of those merger types. First, there's the geographical merger. The example is like a big U.S. retailer buying a local chain over in the EU. It's not just about selling more stuff there. It's instantly overcoming huge hurdles, local laws, cultural understanding, distribution, finance, stuff that takes ages to build yourself.
Exactly. Then you have the vertical merger. Think like a large manufacturer merging with a tech design company in its field. Maybe they make batteries. The goal there is immediate access to maybe patent-protected tech, that special know-how from engineers or scientists. You secure your supply chain, get a tech edge. Very strategic.
And the third main one is the horizontal merger. This is usually two companies in the same space, maybe competitors joining forces. Maybe two smaller software firms merging to become a bigger player. Often it's about surviving tough times or gaining serious market share, maybe even dominance, scale, and strength.
Absolutely. And when these mergers happen, the ACE Navigator gets specific about the financial wins. Let's talk sales synergies. Suddenly, the merged company has a bigger slice of the market. You've got combined brand power, a much larger distribution reach, maybe a joint product list. This can lead to better pricing power, faster project rollouts, just more efficient selling.
Makes sense. And on the other side of the coin, cost synergies. These seem huge too, lowering the cost of sales. How? well. Economies of scale, ordering materials in much bigger bulk, getting better prices, also uh, technical optimization of production, making things more efficiently, and crucially, sharing those back office functions. Consolidating IT, sales teams, finance, HR, admin, that's where you can find massive savings, right?
Huge savings, definitely. And one last area the source highlights is financial sources. In shaky economic times, a larger merged company might find it easier to weather the storm, maybe get better loan terms. It can soften financial challenges.
Mhm.
And then, when the market picks up again, that stronger, leaner entity is often in the best position to outperform other players because it's already optimized for growth.
Right. So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you listening? M&A isn't just about complex finance, is it? It's clearly a super powerful tool for growth, for resilience. But what this deep dive into the ACE Navigator really, really drives home is that
Right.
financial engineering, it's only half the story, maybe less than half.
Which leaves us with a really important question, I think. If that people-to-people formula, that human element, is genuinely the biggest cause of M&A failure, then what simple, everyday principles that we all use to build strong relationships? Things like clear communication, trust, empathy, really listening. What if we consciously applied those principles to these huge, complex corporate deals? Could that be the key to ensuring their success?
That's definitely something to chew on. A great place to leave it. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive today. We hope you'll keep exploring these fascinating topics with us. Until next time.